Okay, so we're going to do a example of using the present value formula. So what we want to do is going off of the example that I gave you, what we want to do is we want to go traveling, and we're going to go to Egypt. And so we know we need, for this trip, $8,000. We need $8,000 in 12 years. And so what we want to know is how much do we have to invest now at the present time so that in 12 years it'll grow to $8,000. Okay, so we're going to assume that the average interest rate of the investment is 9%. And so let's write down the formula. So it's P is equal to A times 1 plus R raised to the minus N. Okay, so let's make sure we understand what the letters mean. So P is the present value of the amount that we want to have after the end of the time period. So this is going to be $8,000 because that's the amount that we want to have. The present value is the unknown, so we don't know what that is. And then we have 1 plus R. R is the interest rate, but in decimal form. So in decimal form, we take 9, and then we divide by 100. And in decimal form, that's 0.09. Okay. And N is the number of years. And so in this case, I want to invest for 12 years. So I'm going to plug in 12 into N. Okay, so if I do that, then I'm going to get that P is equal to 8,000 times 1 plus 0.09 raised to the negative 12. Okay, so then if I simplify inside of the parentheses, I would get 8,000 times 1 plus 0.09 is 1.09. raised to the negative 12. And then I need to deal with the negative exponent. So 1.09 to the negative 12 is equal to 1 over 1.09 to the positive 12. So that's why I move it down to the denominator. And the 8,000 stays in the numerator. So only the numbers with the negative exponent gets moved down. Okay, so now you need to take out, let me leave this, well, let me go down a little bit more. Okay, like that. And you need to take out your calculator. Now, if you raise 1.09 to the 12th, so I'm going to write down 8,000 up here. If I plug this into my calculator, 1.09 raised to the 12th power, or in other words, multiply 1.09 by itself 12 times, then I would get approximately 2.81266. And make sure you have at least 4, if not 5 decimal places when you do this. Don't round this too much because that'll cause some mistakes. So be careful with that. You want to keep as many decimal places as you can. I'm going to cut it off at 6, but you probably want to leave at least 5, if not more. Okay, and then if you divide those in your calculator again, you would get 2,844.28. Okay, so what does this number represent? This is the amount of money I need to invest now in the present time so that I will have $8,000 later. Later meaning in 12 years. So you need to make sure when you're doing this, a good way to check is make sure that this number is less than the amount that you want to have later. And so if it happens that this number is larger, then that means you must have made a mistake somewhere. So be careful with that. But that's pretty much it. So as long as I invest around this much, you might want to round up a little bit just to make sure you have enough to take the trip. We'll be able to take that trip in 12 years. Now, of course, if we save more, well then we'll be able to go sooner. But these people look like they want to plan ahead. So I hope that helps you.